Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. Today we have another tank versus tank, and we're looking at the Wz-113G Ft versus the Object 268. Both very similar tanks. You pretty much play them the same. The gun is very similar. And I like both tanks. I love both of these tanks. I'm actually doing really well in the Wz-113G. I'm actually ranked, what, 8th or something like that in EU. So I've done pretty well in the Wz-113. Now, the Wz-113 is not a popular tank. Not many people have actually got the tank, or they're not playing the tank. But a load of people are playing the Object 268. People do say the Wz-113 is just a Chinese knockoff, a useless version of the Object 268, and to be honest, I don't agree. It's a good tank. It really is a good tank. Now, if you're running the rammer, both tanks have the exact same DPM. Both tanks have 3039 DPM. However, the penetration is a little bit better, or quite a lot better actually, on the Object 268. 303mm of pen on your standard AP versus 290 on the WZ. So they both have the same alpha, and they both have the same rate of fire, and they both have the same reload, both same caliber gun. Shell velocity is the same, aim time is the same, but the Object 268 is a little bit better on the dispersion. Very good actually at 0.299. Great dispersion there for the Object 268. And the Object 268 also has the better gun depression, 1 degree extra, which could be vital actually. 7 degrees of gun depression is pretty good on a TD. Now, the speed is where I think these tanks change, and why I prefer the Object 268, and that it goes 10 kilometers an hour more faster than the Wz-113. So 48 kilometers an hour for the Object 268 compared to 38 on the WZ. Now, the armor wise, the hull on the WZ is better. It's 230mm against the 187 against the Object 268, but the Object 268 does have a better side, better side armor. But again, because of the extra degree of gun depression, you can get some troll bounces on the Object 268. Now, if we're going to look at the players playing, I mean, this is the difference. Look, in the last 90 days, 747 people have played the WZ compared to 5,408 in the Object 268. So that's a big difference. Not a lot of people are playing this tank, and I don't know why. It's a good tank, and maybe because they're just playing the Object 268 instead. So we are going to have a look at a couple of battles. Well, we've got one battle in each tank. It is me. When we're watching me, I decided to use my own replays for this instead of someone else's. So let's get straight into it. So first up, we have the Wz-113G. As I've said, this, I think they do play both very similar, but I would probably use the WZ more as a sniping tank, even though the accuracy is not as good as the Object 268. And of course, you can still use the Object 268 as a sniping tank because of that accuracy. But for me, I would use this more as a sniping tanks in getting to sniping positions, because of the speed is a lot less than the Object 268. So the Object 268, you can pretty much go with your mediums, you can go with your heavies, or you can sit at the back and try and get some damage from the back sniping, because the accuracy is really good. Now, this game, I was hoping that there was a couple of TDs in the TD position opposite, but there wasn't. And I can see that there is a couple of spotted to the left and there is a few spotted to the right. So I want to head towards these as soon as possible. And luckily for me, my team do come with me. The SU, the Standard B, they are all coming with me. There's a Sheridan up there as well. So we should hopefully be able to deal with these guys. And at the minute, that was a bad bounce. I should have aimed a little bit better. And I don't want to get shot. I mean, there's 2 tier 9s in front of me. I'm a tier 10. I know I'm pretty decent player, so I want to, I'm being greedy. I'm actually being greedy, and sometimes you got to do that. And you can see every time I'm on a reload, I'm reversing up. Now, the SU has the best DPM in the game, so he is probably best at the front, and even though he is a tier 9, he's got the best DPM. So I don't want to get shot. I'm a tier 10. I don't want to get shot, so I'm letting my team pretty much get shot instead of me, and it pays off. It does pay off. So at the moment, I somehow stay alive in a minute. I don't know how I stay alive, but I do stay alive, and I haven't bounced any damage yet. I haven't bounced any damage so far, but you can get bounces in this thing. You will get bounces in this thing, just like we are going to start getting. Now, I'm now in a really awkward position because there is tanks all around me. There's the Leopard. We are now a one-shot. We are a one-shot, not so much to the Leopard, but to most other tanks on the battlefield. So this is where we have to start bouncing, and that was a lovely HE roll there and a lovely bounce from the T92, and we do get a bounce from the Leopard as well. So pretty lucky bounces there, and already now we didn't have any bounces, and within a couple of shots we are on 1100 block damage, which saves my life. It would be a 3 versus 3 if I would have died, and who knows what could happen. Who knows what could happen, because I'm now going to take out the Leopard PTA, or put him down to a one-shot at least. But if I wasn't there, he would probably take out the guy that he is chasing, and the same with this E50M. Well, actually not with the E50M. So now it's changed the game completely. There's just a standard B left, and this is what I mean about accuracy. It's got a great accuracy, and we're going to get a nice shot against this standard B. We've got a high roll loaded. We have to use that opportunity, and we're just going to snapshot him, and we do take him out. So a pretty nice battle. We get some vital bounces when we needed to, and a nice HE shot into the T92. It wasn't enough for an ace. I thought it would be with the damage. As I've said, not a lot of people playing this tank, so I thought it'd be a little bit easier to ace this tank than expected. So that's the Wz-113. It's got great frontal armor. It does have great frontal armor. Very, very troll, but it's just a little bit too slow for me. And this is the Object 268. I mean, look at the speed, 48, 50 kilometers, 51, and we're going with the mediums. We're keeping up with our medium tanks. We're keeping up with the Sheridan. And before you know it, we are with the mediums and the light tanks. And they're not going to expect, they expect to come up against mediums, and all of a sudden there's a 152mm gun right in front of them, and I'm not going to bounce unless they're troll. I'm not going to bounce with 300 plus penetration. So our Sheridan just gets absolutely ripped apart. So I'm not going to push too much, because I know there is a lot of tanks, and you can see my map awareness. I am looking behind to make sure I'm not getting shot anywhere from behind, and I just don't want to get rushed, and I'm sticking as close to this rock as possible so I don't get circled, and I'm staying with my team. I mean, our team are in pretty good positions. We've got 2 by the middle there by the cap, and the rest of us are all around this area. So I do want to clear the T62A. He's a great tank, but I don't want to just poke out and risk getting shot from behind, and luckily our K91 does take him out anyway. So there's the E100. We're going to try and get that shot. That was a bit of a risky shot. Don't even know why I attempted that. And now I've spotted the IS-4 isolated on his own, dealing with our IS-7. So he's going to be my next target, and it has to be him. He's isolated on his own. If I now go and face hug him, he's going to get stuck. He's not going to be able to turn around, and it's going to make it very, very difficult for him. Our standard B is now gone, so our mediums are dropping. We're now on 3.1k damage. We've blocked 570, so we have blocked a little bit of damage already, and we haven't actually taken any damage. I want to hurry up and take this IS-4 out. We are pretty much equal on guns, so I did want to take him out as soon as possible, and he is now gone. So it just leaves now 4 enemy tanks left alive, but some of them are quite healthy. I mean, the E100 is pretty much full hit points. The T92 there is the Sheridan and the K91. So they're all good tanks. So I'm not going to risk anything. I'm just going to go forward. We are spotted, and I want to help my E100, because they are all on my E100 at the minute, and I'm hoping he moves out the way here. I'm like, dude, get out the way, and I do manage to just keep him alive for a little bit longer. I do spot the enemy E100 looking at me. Luckily I backed up just enough for him to miss his shot, and look at our team now. Our team are just, I mean, he was full hit points a minute ago and he just vanished. So now it's just these 2 missile light tanks, and there's no point even me trying to hide. We're going to rush it. So 5 versus 2. Nice shot there, and it just leaves the Sheridan left alive, and I'm just going to wait. There's no point chasing him. My team are chasing him, and I can see he is coming around this way, so I'm hoping I could get the final shot. I want the top gun. I'm on 3 kills. Can I get the final shot? Not quite. There we go. We do manage to get it. We do get 5.8k damage. We do end up getting the ace on that game and a nice battle. So out of the both of them, I definitely prefer the Object 268, but the WZ is good as well, and it's just not played enough. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.